Nightclubs are the crowning jewel and symbol of fun and decadence in the hospitality and entertainment industry. Probably the most storied role and the stuff of legends in the nightclub, day club industry is the Bottle Girl. Thousands of women audition for this role of a lifetime every year, and most are rejected in the most difficult role to obtain in nightlife. Of course, the most significant mystique of the Bottle Girl is the money they can earn. My name's Joe. I've worked in hospitality for over 20 years, including nightclubs like Omnia and Zouk in Las Vegas. Worked at several bars and restaurants from dives to 5 stars, and I've had several roles in casinos and technology as well. So today we are going to pit CEOs against the Bottle Girls to figure out which titan of industry is more profitable. Rules of the fight. For this challenge, we are focused on 30 nightclubs across 5 major cities: Las Vegas, Miami, Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York City. For the CEO comparison, we are going to disqualify the CEOs leading the top 500 firms in the US, especially considering the sheer size of those companies and those salaries averaging close to $20 million for that top echelon of CEOs annually. But outside of the 500, CEO pay depends greatly on size of company and the specific industry or service sectors in which they operate. According to the data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average salary for a CEO was $183,270 per year. But for this comparison, we will focus more acutely on CEOs of companies with 60 to 3,000 employees across all verticals. Taking that into consideration, we will have our Bottle Girl match up against a CEO making a cool $250,000 annually. So the number to beat is $250,000. Let's see if our girl can make it. So what is a Bottle Girl? Bottle Girls are actually in a role officially called Model Cocktail Server. The job is to provide impeccable customer experience to guests and providing luxury bottle service to groups who have purchased tables throughout the venue. How do you become a Bottle Girl? Tryouts. Tryouts are usually the first week of January in Vegas and January or February for most other US venues. Requirements: previous hospitality experience in a high volume restaurant, nightclub, day club, or lounge, 21 years of age, and it's important to note that these are model roles. Quote unquote model being an important label so they can base their hiring and retention off of looks and appearance. So what happens in tryouts? Well, it's a very thrilling and pressure-filled experience I've heard from most people. You will model and pose in different attire, which typically includes a bikini and other form-fitting or accentuating attire. It's usually up to whatever you bring, so make sure you choose wisely. And you will have multiple interviews throughout that day. You will also be judged on other intangibles, including your style, attitude, interactions, etc. So, sounds pretty simple, huh? Well, not so fast. As someone who has worked in nightclubs for more than 20 years, the most common question I get asked, besides can you get me a table on the dance floor for free, is can you get me a job as a Bottle Girl?
You serious?
And I'm sure to the lovely woman asking me at that moment, it's a simple question, and I'm very aware that an uplifting, supportive acknowledgement should normally be extended. But the real answer is no way in hell. Becoming a Bottle Girl is nearly impossible. The odds are astronomical. Let me see if I can break this down for you. First off, many of these women are already models, and this is their second job. Let's try something out for a minute. What would you say if I asked you to name what the most prestigious and difficult university in the world to get accepted to? Let me guess, you thought of Harvard, didn't you? Perfect. Let's use that as our first comparison. In 2024, Harvard had 40,248 applicants and admitted just 1,980. This averaged out to a 4.92% acceptance rate. Let's take a look at Bottle Girls now. When we look at the top clubs in Vegas, Miami, LA, New York City, and Chicago, the open number of positions they were looking to hire for Bottle Girls ranged from just 20 to 60 positions available depending on the venue. The smallest number of applicants auditioning for a role for a single venue in that list was 300, and the highest was over 5,000 applicants for a single venue. The highest hire rate for a single club was 6%, and the lowest was less than 1% acceptance. The average of the 30 nightclubs combined was a hiring rate of 3.4%. This means that it is more likely that you could be admitted into Harvard than landing a Bottle Girl position at a top nightclub in the US. So why would so many beautiful women battle the odds to become a premier Bottle Girl? Money, of course. But how much money are we talking? Bottle Girls typically work 3 to 4 nights a week at the nightclub. Additionally, they are usually 90% of the time also a model for the casino and entertainment group they are hired into when they take the position, not even counting any additional side employment they have, often in the modeling or entertainment industry. But to be fair to our CEO challenger, let's only count the average money Bottle Girls make through their tips at the club. A normal table minimum in Vegas is $1,000 for the cheapest table, ranging upwards of $50,000 for premier event nights. Take take a quick look at this example bottle service menu from Excess nightclub in Las Vegas. Just let those prices sink in for a second. Additionally, there's typically a 10 to 15% venue fee added, tax of about 8%, and often a 15% auto gratuity added to your bill. I would say an average table bill for a Saturday night is likely landing somewhere in the $4,000 range and around $1,500 for a weeknight. Again, depending on location of tables, the performer, and the occasion. 20 to 30% is the standard tip per table experience. Bottlegirls usually handle between 2 to 4 tables each night. So let's run those numbers and see where we end up. With an average of 3 tables whose bills average $2,750, one night brings in revenue of $8,250 to the club. Taking just the lower end of the average for tips at just 20% of this revenue, the Bottlegirl per night is bringing home about $1,650. Working 4 nights a week, this amounts to $6,600. There are 52 weeks in a year, but let's face it, when you are making this kind of money, you're going to be taking some vacation time. So let's take off 6 weeks for the year for travel and relaxation. This leaves our Bottlegirls with 46 weeks of hustling. At $6,600 a week on average, working 46 weeks a year earns the Bottlegirl $303,600. Safe to say this blows our CEO out of the water in this challenge. And it's also clear to see why the Bottlegirl job just might be the most coveted job in the service industry, and also the most challenging position to achieve. So congratulations to all those model cocktail servers out there. I know many, and they are, for the most part, awesome people that work harder than you can possibly imagine and really help drive revenue for the nightclubs in the service industry and venues they serve. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure and check out our other videos and upcoming videos on the hospitality industry, including a deep dive into why your bartender hates you and a look at Las Vegas, the hospitality industry capital of the world. And don't forget, don't fuck with the people that serve you.
Don't fuck with people that handle your food.